Well, I thought I'd make my first video about making tools at 2 o'clock in the morning because it's 2 o'clock in the morning and Tyler mentioned it in his last video. Well, here's what we've got so far. We're working on if I can figure out how to... We're working on a 1953 Ford Jubilee. Got to get it finished up and, well, the clutch adjustment on it. It's kind of old. It's kind of frozen here a little bit. So what I got to do now is make a tool that will grab this and spin it. So what I've done is I took an old socket and I just ground it down. Kind of got it where I need it. Hopefully this is the last time. I've been going back and forth grinding on it a little bit and it fits like a glove. So now I can get my cordless impact in there and get on it about any spot I need and run it out pretty easy, so I can be real quick with it. But just little stuff like that we do all the time. Makes our jobs way easier. Otherwise I'd be in there forever because it is pretty stuck. Let's see, there's the impact. Let's see if we can get this thing to run out a little bit. Get that. Oh, this is gonna be tricky without keeping my hand down here. Let me see if I can set the phone out where you guys can still see and where I can work with this. See, the original way just isn't working real well. It keeps slipping off and this thing is just way too tight for it to pan out. It just keeps slipping off like that. Oh, it just keeps slipping off like that. So I got a way that I'm gonna make it a little bit better. So we'll go through the process of how we're gonna do that here in just a moment. Let me get everything set up. A little noisy now because of the TIG, but so the idea here is that socket will fit down in that one and it's up just high enough on the outsides where to catch it, so to keep it contained. It'll be 1/2 inch drive now, but that's not a problem. I got an adapter, but I'm gonna TIG this around and build it up so it's this size on both sides and it'll act the same and it'll slide down in there and catch it and it'll stay without kicking it out. So we'll give that a whirl and see what happens. Alright, so we got it welded up. Get it to focus. I burnt through on that side a little bit, so I had to build it back up a little bit. Not a big deal, but it's all TIGged up. And yes, I was using a TIG. There's the TIG torch, foot pedal. There's the machine there. It's kind of noisy, but we'll give this a whirl and see what happens. All right, so let's try this out. See how well this contraption here works. Sweet. Run it back and forth a few times, get it right. Woo. That's working real good now. Heck yeah, but that's some of the tools that Tyler's talking about we fabricate and make in the middle of the night just to get jobs done. And it's a 1953 Jubilee. They don't make a clutch tool anymore probably, so we'll just make our own. All right, we've finally got it adjusted out where it needs to be. All the threads are cleaned up. So I'm not a Ford person, or I'm a Ford pickup truck person, but I've never worked on one of these before. But it's pretty standard, like any normal clutch. So right here's your foot that goes into the transmission. It's got your clutch fork on it for your throwout bearing. Push your pressure plate in. Well, your linkage here to your pedal, which is right here. And if you see right here, there's like a little line. You want to have about 1.5 to 2.5 inches of free travel between here and here before you actually get pressure on it to push the clutch. And that's about anything. Semis, dump trucks, anything you got to adjust the clutch on, you want to have about 1.5 to 2 inches of free travel is what they call it before you apply the clutch. So we're pretty close. We're right there within. So it ought to be good to go now.